All right, well, here we go again. Here we go again. I'm gonna read something, but before I read something, I wanna. How do you put it? How do you say stuff like this? We come on here and we give these videos simply because we want you to be informed and stay abreast to what's going on. You know just well as I do that YouTube is limited. The way that we used to be able to receive our videos, we used to stay in touch with each other. Now we have to actually go to the person's channel before we can find out, even if we had somebody who we are concerned with has uploaded a video now. I mean, it's just a whole lot more steps. And of course, it's designed that way. Well, they got these, let me tell you folks something. You people that see things the way we do, you need to move out of these states like California, New York, Chicago, all these places to where they want to so-called keep New York safe, keep all these people safe. And you see how safe New York is, right? You see how New York responds, right? When only the criminals and the so-called enforcement officials have the guns, you get bullied, you get beat, you get battered, you get maced, you get mistreated, you get done wrong, and you cannot protest your government for redress of grievance, and you have nothing, zero, zilch, nada, to defend yourself whatsoever at all. Nothing. But anyway, look at the headline of this. Bill called toughest gun control package in the nation passed by New York Senate. Now that is enough to tell you people to get out right there. That's enough. Check this out right here. Albany, New York. Days after calling for an overhaul of the gun control in New York following the Connecticut school shooting, Governor Andrew Cuomo worked out a tough proposal on gun control with legislative leaders who promised to pass the most restrictive gun law in the nation. The measures passed the Senate 43-18 on the strength of support of Democrats, many of whom previously sponsored the bills that were once blocked by Republicans. The Democrat-led Assembly gravelled out before midnight and planned to take the issue up at 10 a.m. Tuesday is expected to pass easily. This is a scourge on society, Cuomo said Monday night, 1 month after the Newton, Connecticut shooting that took over 20 first grader and 6 educators. It took the lives of 20 first grade and 6 educators. At what point do you say no? More innocents lost a life. I can tell you one thing. The people in the South, we got a total different viewpoint than you people up in the North. I promise you. And I know a lot of people in the North think like we do. But I would say flee these states. Get out of them. Bankrupt them by moving away from them. It is well balanced and it protects the Second Amendment, says Senate Republican leader Dean, whatever his name is, of Long Island, and there is no confiscation of weapons, which was at one time being considered. You know what? These people are wired totally different, and all they do is circumvent, erode, decay, and destroy everything that it's all the way that they interpret things. And what do you expect from people who are drug induced? I mean, they can't think any better. I mean, it's just, this sickening even to read this thing. And this thing is long too. I'm not going to read this whole letter, but it's stupid. Let me tell you folks something. You got a Kentucky sheriff right here says you're never going to pull guns out of here. No, not at all. Matter of fact, you got Kentucky sheriffs and the Tennessee sheriffs can learn a lot from the Kentucky sheriffs, even though we're a strong gun state here in Tennessee. And I can tell you right now that the way that the Tennessee legislation worked, trying to remove anything as far as guns go from the state of Tennessee, the volunteer state, that's not even on the table. Never will be on the table. I don't even think they're going to restrict or even try to fingerprint or do nothing like that here in Tennessee. But they're going to try to do everything they can to restrict everything. I tell you, it's sad. I agree with Gun Owners of America, and I agree with the NRA. I agree. I disagree totally with New York. I disagree with California and Dianne Finkelstein. Finkelstein, Schwartz or whatever her name is. Anyway, I disagree. Period. Point blank. And then in Chicago, I don't even know why you people even think about even living in Illinois. Why in the world would you want to stay in a place? I don't get it. I don't get it. But you know, I got an old statement. A slave that loves his chains has no reason whatsoever at all to want to be free. Because once you become accustomed and you come used to the chains, as a matter of fact, when you finally become unchained, you don't know how to act. You don't know how to act. You don't know how to behave. And you know what you do? You ultimately want to go back to your chains again. And that's what we're having in this country right here, because the psychological influence that they have had upon the minds of the people has literally just tore them up to where they can't even process thought right today. It's just a sad, sad thing. My personal advice, get out of New York, get out of California, keep on moving too, and get into a place where, especially a state where they ain't even talking this nonsense like this. Because you can't expect CNN and all the rest of these people in these mainstream news medias to put our side of the story up in the forefront and give it a lot of press, because it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. That's why grassroots, making videos, passing them around each other so you can hear the truth about it. And the Second Amendment, again, hey, it's not about hunting. And the truth is, they don't want you to know this, but whatever firepower your government has, it should be available to you too. Most people, well, I don't agree with that. Well, hey, that's your prerogative. That's your prerogative. Hey, even after reading the Bible, after all these years of reading the Bible, people in America still don't know 1 from 7. You will not read one day in that Bible that is set apart, called sanctified and holy, Sunday. You'll never read that anywhere. Talks about the Sabbath, which distinctively lets you know it's the 7th day of the week. It's all over the King James Version of the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, and yet you got Christianity still don't know the difference between 1 and 7. So how you gonna think these people can be able to interpret the Constitution the right way as well?